So g'day all, we're halfway through the Melbourne Cup Carnival and we've got day 3 coming up tomorrow, which is Ladies' Day, and the main event is the Group 1 Oaks over the 2500 for the girls. I've got Trevor on the line. We're going to run through it. How you going, Trev?
Goodbye.
So as I said, the Oaks over 2500 metres tomorrow. Just looking at TopSport's market, it's pretty clear Montefilia's odds on now, $1.80. From Personal at $6 and Miravail at $7, and then the rest are $18 plus. A race in 1 and then a race in 3. And that seems to be about the tail of it. As usual, we might start with your map and just see how you think it'll play out.
They're all going to the trip for the first time. So
yep.
But the other day, Tai Chi Goddess went forward. Couple others, Star of Eden can go forward. Belan Koulos with Winkers on again. Montefiore probably sit midfield. Miravail probably can sit midfield as well from a better draw.
Yep.
Personal sort of drawn out in barrier 10, so it's out a bit wider. I think just depending on the speed, Oliver will just roll forward. So he could settle in front of the other ones. I think he'll just sort of go forward. And then you've got sort of Salto Angel, get back, then Succeeding Indeed's got blinkers first time, but it's never shown any speed at all. Yep. It'll get back as well. So, I think sort of Personal might sort of roll forward and settle in front of try and settle in front of the other two dangers, Miravail and the favourite Montefiore.
Yeah, and the 2500 metre start, they usually need to make pretty quick decisions before the first turn.
Yeah. So, as I say, the map's a bit speculative. So I would have thought, if I was him, I'd just be sort of committing straight away. It sort of showed speed the other day and was going to settle fairly handy, and then the pace sort of got solid and he just sort of let the speed go. So even if he sort of just rolled forward at the start and then for some reason they didn't want to go quick, he could sort of just take a trail.
Yeah.
Okay. But otherwise, otherwise he's got to go back behind the danger.
Yeah.
Which doesn't sort of seem the way to go. So
fair enough. Yeah, well, as I said in the market, just looking at TopSport at the moment, as I said, it's Wednesday morning. Montefiore is $1.80, Personal $6, Miravail $7. Assuming you've got Montefiore on top, what sort of price have you got?
Yeah, so it's not really a race I like that much. As I say, they're all going to the trip for the first time. There's a few unknowns. Montefiore's she's been basically up since July. She won the flight stakes on what for us would have been Turnbull Stakes Day. And then she backed up 7 days later, and I've got her going slightly better in the Spring Champion 2,000 metres. So I've got a return in figures of 60 and 61, which are way better than our horses here. But now it's sort of so she was on a 14-day run into the flight, then so 7-day back up into the 2,000. Yeah. Now it's sort of like she's been waiting around.
And the flight's a mile in the Spring Champions 2000, isn't it?
2000, yeah.
And she's never been beyond that?
No. So 2000's as far as she's been.
Yep.
She's by Kermadec, she's the only winner at 2,000 metres or further. Only one runner, and they've had one runner. Kermadec's had one runner past that trip. So, he hasn't had many winners, Kermadec, but he's had one win over 1,800. he has, and Montefiore is only one that's won over 2,000. So
Yeah, yep.
but they are 3-year-old fillies, so sometimes the distance doesn't sort of come into it. I just thought that, as I say, not that I'm really that interested in having a bet, but so I sort of just took one, half a length off and basically rated it what it did in the flight, and I've got it, even money anyway. So,
Okay.
if I just rate it on pure ratings, basically have it, I would have it, would have it odds on. So.
Yeah, so pretty short. It's, as you said, even taking a length or so off that, still even money.
Yeah, I'd have it at $1.67.
Yeah, right. Okay, fair enough.
So, and as I say, it's not, it's just a bit of guesswork in these races. Not really a race that, I'm not interested in having a play in. So, I was happy rating at that. And then second pick, I've got Personal. So it comes out of the Wakeful, which is always the main lead up.
Yep.
It ran well the other day. As I say, sort of sat off. It was pretty high rating Wakeful. They ran fast time. They went out, sort of 5.5 lengths quicker than the par, and they broke sort of the par coming home. So the class figures. So that was a quickly run race, good tempo. She settled sort of forward midfield on the speed, and she just basically had one better than a late, which was Victoria Quay, which wasn't actually nominated, wasn't nominated for the Oaks. And they had to pay. They would have had to pay a penalty, but they would have had to pay. I think it was 55,000, but they would have had to pay it before it actually ran last Saturday. So they didn't. So she's consistent mare. Had a return 57 in the 1,000 guineas, and then 58 the other day. As I say, I think you can go forward, hold his spot, and I think she's a danger.
No worries. The other one in the market was Mirrorvale at $7. What sort of price did you assess it?
I've got her a little longer. I've got her around sort of $12.
Yeah, okay.
I thought she might have gone forward the other day. Williams might have gone forward, and he went all the way back to second last.
Yep.
And it was the best close in the race. So it actually ran the fourth quickest last 200 of the day, I think it was. No, sorry, she did. She ran the fourth quickest.
Yep.
Last 200 of the day. So she ran home in 11.5.
Yep.
And the winner ran home in 12 seconds, sort of thing. So she made up 3 lengths.
Yep.
She ran 3 lengths on the winner and still got beat 3.5.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, arguably, she didn't do much work early. So I've sort of rated her up off that, just above to what sort of market expected to do the other day. I think if Oliver goes forward, she'll still settle behind Oliver. So, she made up sort of the last 600, she made up a length on Oliver.
Yep.
Sort of got well beat by him. So I'm thinking that, she's going to have to make up more ground than that.
Fair enough. So you said you had around $11, yeah?
But at $11.70.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other one is Thai Goddess.
Yep.
Which, excuse me, I've got around the $19 mark.
Yeah, it's about the same in the market. TopSport's got her $18 at the moment.
Yeah. The only problem with it is it was a big spike. So basically, on my scale, she was a 50 horse and she returned 56. So that's an improvement of 14 lengths.
Right.
4 lengths. Sorry, 4 lengths. She was 66 to 1 on Betfair SP. But having said that, she was really good. She sat third on the solid speed. As I say, Personal sat back off her, and she really fought hard to the line, and it took sort of all the Personal to get back past her. They beat the rest pretty easy, even though sort of Mirabelle ran on.
Yep.
But and this was sort of the first time that she'd sort of stepped out to a trip. So you know, I think she would need to improve her rating, and some
Yep.
others would have to come back for her to win. But I thought if she could hold her rating, she's definitely a chance of finishing in, in the placings.
Yeah, right. So yeah, it sounds like the it's all about the favourite, but yeah, maybe a couple of dangers in there, and it'll be interesting to see how they play out of the gates.
Yeah, and it's, after that, I sort of don't think, it's hard to see any of the, Succeed, Nick Deed, Salto, Angel. They all got back the other day in the wakefall and couldn't really get in the race. And Miraval sort of came from behind them and beat all them, beat up all them. So I think it's sort of looking sort of a fairly sort of skinny race. So basically, I think, if Montefilia hasn't had enough and it's still right, I think it'll win.
Yep. No, fair enough. No worries. Thanks for that, Trev. We're as I said, we're just hit halfway the Cup Carnival, so got a couple of Group 1s to finish things off on Saturday, and the McKinnon and the VRC Sprint. So we'll catch up on Friday and we'll have a look at them.
Yep, great. Thanks, mate.
Awesome. Thanks.